How you doing, everybody out there? Anthony Romeo, Wise Up from Wise Components, coming to you again. Once again, doing a great job in season 2, having extreme guests with us. The guests that we have, they've been knowledgeable about the products and/or services that they're bringing. The data center solutions, office space solutions. Some of us are working remotely now. So what do we need to support productivity to ensure our jobs can continue to get done? So as I said again, this is Wise Up Season 2. Stream it on Apple iTunes, Spotify, Anchor, or come to the Wise Components page and you can find us there. Today we got another guest coming, wants to sit with me and talk and gibber gabber about how great and extreme their product solutions are. Jeff Wittman, thank you, sales engineer from Xtreme Power. I appreciate you taking the time out of your deer hunting season. So for those of you that are listening that don't value hunting or there's blasphemy for hunting, poo-poo, all right? Everybody has their thing. Let's not be politically correct. Leave that to other people. We're here to talk about product set solutions that make a difference in our everyday work life to support, as I said, the data center, the office space, to ensure you all at home and at workplace are getting it done. So Jeff, welcome. Thanks for coming on Wise Up.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Anthony. I appreciate it. It's good to kind of get out there and talk to, kind of your customers and, get everybody kind of excited about, our products and kind of show a little bit how we're different than some of the other suppliers of uninterruptible power supply systems.
Right. Yeah. And so when Jeff, you're bringing a lot to the table with what you're doing at a cost advantage to some of the people or some of the competitors out there, headquartered out of Denver, Colorado, I might add, in the U.S. Over a decade, they've been bringing these products to you in the data centers or you in the office space, and now some of you, like myself, in the home work environment. So, what is, if I could ask you, what is some of the key product set solutions out there that Xtreme's manufacturing right now that it's just flying off the shelf because of the current situation that we're in?
Sure. So, we offer UPS systems and peripheral equipment, really everything from 350 VA all the way up now to 140 kVA. Next year we'll increase that up to almost a megawatt. But so it really kind of depends on the market that we're kind of focused on. It could be anything from retail or restaurants, point of sale computers. Obviously there's not a lot of space at the server station for UPS. So our J60 series is actually the smallest UPS in the world. Features lithium-ion batteries. Really one of the first UPS that had J60 series, correct. So and then moving up from that, really any of the verticals. We've got hospitals, financials, education. There could be something, supporting a switch in a remote location, or even a dedicated UPS for a security camera, for instance. We've got product offering that covers pretty much all of those verticals. Now, all the way up to kind of small to mid-sized data centers at this time. Like I said, next year we've got some new product coming to kind of focus more on some of those larger data centers. The one thing that we do a little bit different is we're relatively small, which allows for us to be pretty nimble. And also with that allows us for kind of some of the product customization that some of the larger players won't allow. So it's a much more kind of personal connection with the clients at those different levels.
So you bring a lot to the table right now, talking about the J60 series from the small form fit factor in restaurants and retail markets. And you said, being nimble or agile is what I like to say on the smaller companies. You don't have layers and layers of management to jump through hoops to get something done. Talk to us about the customization. What is it that your company is bringing to the table as far as requests or maybe certain things that you've seen now due to the certain environment that we're in?
Yeah, kind of really right now, one of the things that we're seeing kind of really focused around the pandemic is kind of extremely long run times with UPS application. Some of these buildings, that require UPS may not have had infrastructure like generators available. And it could be on the 87th floor of a skyscraper. So it's that's kind of what we're seeing is one of the trends through the pandemic is people that are asking for 12 to 24 to 48 hours of runtime, supporting things like security, especially. Obviously people aren't in the office now, and so they want to make sure that they have the ability to support cameras and the security systems for longer periods of time. And with that too, there's nobody in the office. So if a server's housed in the office, people are dialed in through VPN. Right. Obviously the server can't go down. So they want to ensure that, on these longer outages or the potential for longer outages, simply because utility companies may not be staffed fully.
Right. They're seeing that.
Yeah. So they have that longer runtime. So we have the ability really with any one of our UPSs to augment them with, external battery cabinets that and higher power chargers that allow for that longer runtime. So that's kind of a big one through the pandemic. Our normal kind of customization would be, flexibility with regard to output receptacles on smaller UPS. And then, as well as, output distribution on larger UPSs. So we're seeing really a number of different things that really require customization that, some of the larger OEMs can't support.
Right. So different strokes for different folks, as the saying goes, right?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and I know you mentioned the small form fit factor for the retail market. And however, as I point out, I'm working from my home office, and like many others working from the home office, and I don't want to go down with power. As you point out, utility, it's not only for the commercial space, but the residential markets. The utility companies are understaffed due to the social distancing requirements. So they're not fully manned or manned, whatever you want to refer to as. We want to ensure that we don't offend anybody, right? So, that being said, what could you offer to somebody like myself that's working in the house remotely to ensure that my productivity doesn't drop off because I lose power and I don't have a generator?
Sure. So we offer our XST line, which is kind of a kind of your basic UPS, if you will, a standby topology. And that would really cover, your basically your computer and, some of your audio and video stuff. But moving up from that, for home automation, we're seeing quite a rise in requests for home automation. So we really can provide scalable residential solutions, really, that can support, the 200 amp panel in somebody's house. So you're really supporting a whole house if need be.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's great.
So,
and as you've been talking, I'm taking it all in. You're talking about the data center, you're talking about the retail space, you're talking about the corporate office environment and how the flexibility of customization. We even touched on now with the XST line. And operating, helping with operations within the home office. So as you all are listening, there is some versatility that Xtreme is bringing to the to the table. Talk to me and our listeners about training. How does that all work? I call Wise Components, I buy my Xtreme network product, and I'm off to the races. So.
Right. So we've got a couple of different training options. Obviously, some of the smaller stuff that would go in home or office, it's pretty much plug and play. You push a button and the UPS starts. Now, some of the larger series are E90 and M90 series UPSs are either modular single phase, standalone 3-phase, or modular 3-phase. These larger systems are going to require a little more technical support, some preventative maintenance to ensure the operation. With that, we're really one of the only OEMs that provide service training really free of charge to any of our service providers.
You just said something. I missed that. You said how much? How much?
Oh, sorry. That was free.
Oh, it's free. Free. Oh,
yeah. So we've got three centers. Obviously, we're headquartered in Denver. We've got we just purchased a building in central Wisconsin that is kind of our technical support. Will be our technical support. Yeah. Our technical support and training center. And then also we've got a logistics center in Raleigh. So so any one of the 3 facilities, we offer that free service training. Just to get the technicians there. It's usually a 2-day thing. We kind of work on single phase one day and 3-phase another day to support those higher power applications where, like I said, preventative maintenance is required and you want to just to ensure the operation. I mean, if you're spending money on a piece of equipment, you want to make sure it's going to work when you need it.
No, definitely. And as far as you mentioned the specific products like the E90, the M90, those require a little bit more a better understanding, a little in-depth knowledge on how to properly maintain these units. So if I'm not in the Raleigh area, I'm not in the Wisconsin area, I'm not in Denver, Colorado, what do the boots on the ground look like to support other than the Wise Components or reputable distribution partners? Do you have teams spread out through the country, and how does that look?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got a nationwide network of service providers that we can call on that are trained. We probably have over 200 technicians trained nationwide on the serviceability of, when you tell somebody that the service training is free, everybody wants to get trained. So that's a benefit for us because, when we release, the 3-phase products initially, without service and support, it's difficult to sell those products. So having people actually come to us and ask to get trained on the product because, down the road, they're going to make money in the service contract, really benefited us to build that service team quickly.
Right.
So.
Right. No, that's all good points. And one of the things we were talking about earlier is in addition to all this stuff that's going on and, certain limitations due to, social distancing and other restrictions, because a lot of people are working remotely, so they don't have access to certain spaces. Do you have virtual platforms, I think you were talking about, that you could at least use as a resource, and that would be found on your xpcc.com site? Is that correct?
Correct. There's a number of resources there. There's actually a tab that says resources and downloads. And there's a number of different tools on there. The training schedule is kind of in that. So that's under the support tab, resources and downloads. I think this month we've got training scheduled here in Wisconsin. So the training schedule is up there. We also, as we're releasing new product and doing webinars, we'll advertise on the website as well when we're doing those new product training sessions.
So in addition to checking out Xtreme Power on XPCC, you can look at them on their social media platforms like LinkedIn and other. But you could also contact Jeff via LinkedIn, and Jeff Wittman, sales engineer at Xtreme Power. You can find them that easy. Or if you're in the Wisconsin area and happen to be hunting, you might come across them there. So
I've got about 3,000 acres, so to hunt on, not mine personally, but
right.
and so it's a little tough to find me, but
yeah, no Xtreme Power near you. It's complete solitude. It's a fortress of solitude as you go on the hunt, right?
It's very rural here.
That it's amazing how wonderful this nation is, and all the different diverse areas and regions that we cover. But
oh yeah,
one thing that we keep bringing to attention to everybody that wants to listen to WiseUp is that how important layer one infrastructure is, and how it ties into your everyday life. You're working at home, you're working in the office. If you're not working and you're just searching on your phone, well, and you say, oh, it's in the cloud, it's going back to a network somewhere. Physical infrastructure is supporting it in a data center. I assure you, it's not magic. It's not poof, it works. My phone is giving me the the next greatest recipe, or whatever you're looking up, or you're buying something on that company called Amazon, a little company.
Yeah.
In any case, Jeff, what's one thing, and I don't mean to put anybody on the spot, but what's one thing you say that and you touched on it a little bit, that separates Xtreme from the pack? And I know you pointed out nimble, and that's a big differentiator, but you come into your advertising, or we're educating people on the product sets. What is Xtreme? What's your call to duty sign? What is that?
So, being relatively small, our pricing structure is set up competitively. So we're actually offering, premium UPS product at a very, very competitive price. And the reason for that, I think mostly, is we don't do any really end user distribution. You can't go on to Amazon and find us, for instance,
right.
Which really, we're not saturating the market. So, which allows us to be that competitive,
right.
Where, obviously some of the other players are large scale, especially kind of at the home and small, office space size, are kind of saturating the market. So it drives the price up a little bit. We just distribute, through Wise Components and other resellers in distribution, that allows us to be competitive. Right. The other thing that kind of separates us, being that small, it allows us to kind of track our warranties a little bit better. So our warranties are typically a year longer in the in-class competition. We also have warranties that, can augment the standard warranties up to 5 years with advanced shipment. So, typically warranty is repair or replace. So your UPS breaks, you send it back to a depot, they determine what's wrong, they either fix it or send you a replacement. We offer advanced shipment. It's really kind of the most comprehensive warranty out there, that for 5 years, UPS or batteries will ship you overnight the replacement in advance, which really limits the amount of unprotected time your equipment sees. So with that warranty option. So that's really kind of some of the things that really differentiate us from the competition.
Oh, couldn't say it better myself, and I couldn't, because I don't work for Xtreme Power. So did a great job. I thank everybody for continuing to listen to WiseUp, which again can be found on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Anchor, or however you stream. You could also check us out on the Wise Components YouTube channel, or go directly to www.wisecomponents.com. And to learn more about Xtreme Power, you can go to xpcc.com, or contact Jeff Wittman via LinkedIn. His pretty face is on there without the beard, as it is hunting season, right? I'll be hunting
Yep.
wabbits. So,
Yeah.
but I'm Anthony Romeo. This is Wise Up, and we thank everybody once again. Keep listening, please. We love the comments. We love the results. See us on Instagram, LinkedIn, and other social media platforms. Keep commenting. We love it. We're gonna we'll keep doing this. So thank you for bottom of our hearts coming to you. And Jeff, thank you so much for taking the time out of your hectic schedule and being versatility. You know, that versatility that you have to do multitasking, as well as the product that you represent. So I thank you for that, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's great to do this stuff. So.
Thank you, sir.